Supply and demand. The economic principle of supply and demand can be distilled to three elements. 1. The price of an item drops when there are more goods and services supply available than individuals wishing to purchase. Demand. 2. The price of an item rises when there are more persons desiring purchase. Demand than items available for purchase. Supply. Low product supply plus high number of consumers equals increased price. 3. The price of an item remains constant when the quantity of goods and services available, the supply, is equivalent to the number of individuals wishing to purchase, the demand. Equilibrium. The point at which the supply and demand curves cross is the equilibrium price and the equilibrium quantity. Shifting equilibrium. If the supply or demand curves shift, so does the equilibrium quantity and price. In this case, the supply curve shifted up, which resulted in a new equilibrium with lower quantity and higher price. In this case, the demand curve shifted down, which resulted in a new equilibrium quantity and price with lower price and quantity. When there is a disruption in supply or demand, it takes time to reach a new equilibrium. During that time, there will be excess demand or excess supply. This can be seen most clearly by combining the demand and supply schedules. At the equilibrium price, 400, the demand equals the supply. At higher prices, the supply exceeds the demand. At lower prices, the demand exceeds the supply. This amount of each excess can be calculated and added to the table. Columns reflecting the excess supply and demand has been filled in for three prices. Complete the table and then go on to the next slide. At any price other than 400, there is excess demand or supply. That is not a stable condition. Eventually, supply and demand will come to equilibrium, in this case, a price of 400. That will be market price until conditions change. The same effect can be seen by graphing the supply and demand curves on the same axes. Then, the excess supply or demand can be seen as the separation between quantities for supply and demand at a given price. Let's graph these data points and then go to the next slide. Here are the supply and demand curves graphed on the same axes next to their corresponding schedules. Show on the graph the excess demand at a price of 150, the excess supply at a price of 550. The horizontal red line shows there is excess demand of about 750 units at a price of 150. The horizontal blue line shows an excess supply of about 450 units at a price of 550.